I hope you guys are having, at least some of you, depending on where you might be in the States. Let me see, what time is it? Around 10. So maybe a few of you are already celebrating the 4th of July. Maybe you're celebrating early. It's not even there yet, but you're celebrating. And that's, shout out to you. This week's been crazy, and we're now into the weekend. So I want to kind of slow things down. All right. We don't want to get too high strung, right? So, the words of the immortal Sam Jackson.
Let's slow it down. Let's slow it way down.
A lot of things going on. If you guys don't mind me sharing some of what's occurring, especially on Twitter. Twitter's really my window into the outside world when I'm kind of hunkered down doing work here. I look on Twitter and look on my right side to see whatever is trending. I see Edwin Acevedo, the ace, is in the house. Please check out his Indiegogo campaign. I think it's already up and running, maybe even successful already, but you can never be too successful. And you guys definitely want to catch up with what he's been putting out. Give me a second here. When I let him on, he will drop a link to the page, and I need everyone catching the playback. Not many people here right now. I appreciate those of you who showed up, but on the playback, if you're listening to this, you need to go to wherever the link is provided goes by Edwin when he comes on in a minute. But let's see what's going on in the wider world. See what's going on in the wider world. Let's see, the Tomorrow War, still kicking ass, taking names. And I checked later on when I had that stream yesterday, I checked, and yeah, people love this film. The fans love it, and as per usual, if the fans love something, you know how it is with critics now. They must hate it because their overlords demand that they hate it. Okay, the Tomorrow War, 24 dead and 124 still missing after partial building collapse near Miami. That's horrific. I feel almost guilty. When these things happen here, I feel almost guilty that I'm here covering nonsensical things like Star Wars, Star Trek, you know, the MCU, DCEU, these sorts of things. New 52 from DC, speaking of Speak of the Devil. Gail Simone, our favorite writer. Those of you who get the sarcasm in that, you can go ahead and laugh to yourself. Okay, enough time has passed. Whenever these people speak, you have to put exclamation, question marks followed by exclamation marks at the end of everything they say. Okay, enough time has passed. I will answer New 52 questions as best as I can for a few minutes. We almost haven't talked about it. We mostly haven't talked about. That's a very clumsy. You're not writing anymore. We're not expecting you to be clever anymore, Gail. But at the very least, you can avoid being clumsy in your verbiage. We mostly haven't talked about it since then. Since then, what, Gail? Since a few minutes ago when you asked us if we could speak about it, or since New 52 happened? She's so lazy with her writing that it's seeping into her daily life. Again, it was a sincere effort. There's no villains. You mean there are no villains? So go. Did someone else take over your account, Gail? Usually, you're not this laxed with your communication skills. So go ahead if you have questions in the next few minutes. And 1,000 people took her. 1,000 people liked it. 235 people took her up on it. I'm not going to take her up on it. I'm not going to ask her anything. Although it was 10 hours ago. She was probably inundated with sycophants. So, hey, Gail, how awesome was it? Here's my question. How awesome was it you writing the new Batgirl? Yeah, no. I have questions. Gail Simone, how is it that you had a chance to work with Ethan Van Sciver on so many projects, then you fucked it up? That's a pretty good question. Gail, how come you you couldn't make your deadlines in terms of writing, which, by the way, it's one of the shortest and least labor-intensive parts of the comic book production pipeline. Yet you couldn't make that deadline, and you blame the people who fire you, rightfully so, calling them sexist. Why did you do that, Gail? These are interesting questions, but let's get a couple of samplings of the kind of questions she's asked. Of course, she couldn't have like a regular sized tweet. It has to be, holy crap, New 52 is trending, huh? Anyway, I say again, I think that blah, 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 blah. What did you think of Dinah's new convoluted origins and New 52 DCU? For me, they changed. Ask her things that mean something, guys. So, you know what? I promise this will be a very slow, calming, USA stream. USA. Do we know who had the idea to make Starfire a sexy goldfish? Was she a sexy goldfish? When was Starfire not sexy, though? Whatever. All right, so we got that. What else? Star Wars Visions. I don't know what that's about. Let's move on to the actual thing. Let's move on to the actual thing. Oh, some people popped in here. This is not looking good. Whenever I get angry, people pop in to see Brotech rage out. Then when I calm down, you guys pop the fuck out. No, no, no. Damn, I keep forgetting to get clips of Denise going, no, 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 no. Because I want to make that one of my clips. Other things that have been going on, for example, I didn't even do my this and that intro. Why make an intro and then not use it? You know how idiotic that makes me? Here, just pretend I did it before I went on that Twitter thing, all right? Just pretend I did that shit. Just do me that favor. Here we go. Right. So, what we're discussing here is, and that was trending at the time that I conceived the idea for the stream. It was trending that Lovecraft Country is not getting a second season, despite how good it was. And I had my problems. For those of you who've been following me for the month or so that I've had this particular channel, you know that I had very good things to say about Lovecraft Country, right? But what I didn't cover was the fact that there were no positive white people in there. It was a stab in the eye of white people, right? And that does us as black people who want our shows to be successful. That does us no favors. Look, you and I are sitting here in a majority white country. So if you have something to market, you may want the majority to be buying what you're selling. So if you have a story where it's only black heroes, and okay, we could have left it at that. That's fine. Only black heroes. Everyone else is neutral, right? So there's black heroes, the non-racial or whatever villain, maybe a masked villain that we never get their racial identity. Maybe we get that. And everyone else is neutral, no? No, that's not what we got. What we got were white villains. Okay? And what a missed opportunity, especially with this character here, Christina. I forgot what her last name is because the show hasn't been on, or at least it's always on. It's a streaming show. I haven't seen it for perhaps almost a year now. Okay? But what a missed opportunity for this actress here, superb actress. She acted better than the guy standing behind her. The guy standing behind her, I liked his character, but I didn't like the acting. The acting was very. See how he's doing his lips right there? He's doing that through like most of the series. He's never happy, and he's always like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, dude. Black girls do that shit. Black dudes don't do it. Stop doing the. Were you raised by your mom? What the fuck's going on here? Right? Look, see, he's always like, nuh-uh. He's got black girl affectations. I don't know why he brought that to his character, right? But very good story. The only thing is, they they made they made all the white people evil, and at the end of it, in fact, let me show you what happened at the end of it. For those of you who are unfamiliar with binding, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are Harry Potter fans. I haven't watched Harry Potter, but I've always heard the word binding, like it's a binding spell. Oh, use a binding spell. So just keep that in mind when she says, when Letty, not Letty, when Christina, the white woman, says, "You've bound me from magic," as in you kept me away from magic, right? Because those of you who are not waiting or aware of the context will miss the context. So here we go. By the way, once I do this, copyright claim. So I'm not making any money off of this. I'm doing this purely because this was lingering on my mind and I wanted to actually speak with you guys. And I really enjoy my time. Notice I stream almost every day now because I really enjoy my time with you guys, and I hope the feeling's mutual. But here we go.
Косулство ми шоколада писав. Косулство ми шоколада писав на. It's not gonna work. You bound me from magic.
Not just you. Every white person in the world.
You gonna save them all. And Hannah's spell, it's gonna change everything, baby.
Our family has protected the book for generations. Now, that falls to you.
Magic is ours now.
Right. So you saw that Letty, I mean, the main character you see in the middle there, she turned out to be the main character, because even though Atticus, or Tick, to your left, the younger guy, even though he was the main character through whose eyes we saw the story all throughout the series, Letty was the ultimate hero, like the central figure. And then the guy to the right there, he's Tick's gay bisexual father, right? He may or may not be Atticus's biological father. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen this. I don't see why you'd want to see this anyway, because the franchise will not continue. Okay, the franchise is dead. And as the thumbnail and title suggests, I think I know whose fault that is, because I would have liked to see a season 2. One of the reasons why I think there'll be no season 2 is because, look, the people who hold the cards, like in Hollywood right now, they happen to be white. Okay. Now, whether they're racist or not, that's based on individuals, right? Is this individual racist? Is that individual not racist, etc.? But most of those people, and if you go and look up the producers and then you look up their bios, they're white, right? And most of the people who went and watched this, by the way, this series came close to crashing the server for what is it, HBO Max. A lot of times when a show is very popular, the servers will crash because too many people are logging on to watch it and stuff like that. So with uh with Lovecraft Country, it was very popular. The only thing is, towards, let's say, halfway point of the series, it started getting less popular. And I imagine the reason why that is because everyone, including the 80% of people in this country who are white, are tuning in. They're like, oh, isn't this great? And again, they're not racist. They're not racist. We're not talking about the racist white people who are in minority, but the 80%. They're watching this like, oh, great heroes, etc. And they were probably hoping, to be honest, to be absolutely honest with you, it seemed like they were hoping that Christina would have been one of the heroes. Also, William would have been one of the heroes. But the screenwriters did not treat them very well. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this and you intend on seeing it, then you need to stop here and go see it. Right? So William gets killed. He gets killed, I don't know, in third or fourth. I haven't watched this in a while to tell you specifically where he gets killed, but around, like, say, episode 4 or something like that, he gets killed. Great character, very stoic, very mysterious, and you saw that he had powers too, just like Christina does. I thought they were siblings. I thought he and Christina, right here, I thought they were like brother and sister because of the blonde hair and the fact that they're similar in height. They're very tall, very blonde, right? And the high nose bridge kind of a selling point too. I'm like, hey, they might be related, right? By the way, not all white people have high nose bridges, and not all black people don't have high nose bridges. For example, this woman here, I forgot what her name is. She's a Nigerian, and she has, kind of like a high nose bridge, right? And she's black, 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 black. Um, I thought these two were going to be heroes, and I believe that the people who watched this, they thought these two were going to be heroes too. Like, okay, we have a mostly black cast of adventurers, and yes, was quite an adventure. They did the whole Indiana Jones thing, man, with the lanterns and the torches and the cave explorations and the drowning underwater, the running away from cars. Nazis chasing them, just like Nazis chased Indy, and what Ark of the Covenant, right? Um, and all these different things, great adventure, and I loved this series. The only thing is, I was disappointed too, again, like most of probably white America, when these two were not made heroes. So he died, and then she turned out to be the main villain, the one racist woman in the whole series. She's not racist, and I'll repeat this again, she's not racist. In fact, she had particular disgust for racists. She believes in power, right? And if you're someone who's powerful, in fact, she had a relationship with this woman here. I forgot what her name is at this point, or at this juncture, right? So she was LGBT. She was bi. So she liked Tick too. I think she had affectations or affection for Tick. Okay, but she had disdain, and she looked down her nose at racists. She hated them. She thought that they were, ooh, ooh, cavemen. You know, the writers took this person and they made them the main villain of the series. That's what's responsible for the show not getting another season. Why would people who are giving you money for you to make the series, why, and they happen to be white, right? Producers and all these investors, you make a show where at the end of the first series you tell them all white people are evil. That includes the people who just gave you the money to make the series, right? So there has to be nuance. I get that the showrunner, Misha Green, is it? And we'll get to her in a minute. Well, I get that she was being empowered. She's going very hard, right? She's into empowerment, it looks like. But no one's asking you to compromise here. We're asking you to be realistic, and realistically, no, not all white people are evil, and not all white people are racist. So when you have Letty say, no, I didn't just bind you, Christina, from using magic, I bound all white people on the planet from using magic. And then you have her say, magic is ours now. Yeah, come on, man. I'm black and I wouldn't have given you the money to proceed. It's racism the other way, in the other direction. I don't like it. You know what I mean? And I see I have some panelists here, and panelists, feel free. This is a what do you call it? This is an open platform for free speech. So feel free to feel liberated. I don't want to use the word free a whole bunch. Feel liberated to disagree with anything that I've said, in my intro and opening right now. Let me go here, for example, to give me 1 second, share the screen. I'm gonna go to Misha Green's tweet because she gave us an insight to what her she gave us insight to what her production Bible was going to be for season 2, which will never happen now, unless you know what. If the show gets picked up by another, maybe they're shopping around because they did put a caveat that HBO will not renew the series for a second season. Maybe Netflix will pick it up. Netflix has more money than God, so maybe Netflix will pick it up and they'll have her reconsider some of the aspects of her Bible here. Let me show you what her Bible was showing. Okay, look, if you guys can see this. Misha Green says, or she tweeted, a taste of the second season Bible. For those of you who are unfamiliar, writers, especially when they're writing something that's extensive, like a long series or a really long trilogy or whatever, they'll have a Bible with some world building in there, some considering what do you call it? Some terms worth considering, the language, the vocabulary used by, everybody. So they'll have a big Bible with characters and their histories. So part of that Bible was this map. You can see here. Wish we could have brought you Lovecraft Country Supremacy. That's what she was going to call it. Thank you to everyone who watched and engaged. And then a black fist. Yeah, but okay, black fist, but look, your show wouldn't have been number 1. Here's the thing. The country we live in right now, it's like 80%, or maybe it's 75%. I haven't taken a census, obviously. I'm not empowered to do that. But the country, roughly speaking, is like 70 to 80% white, right? Well, let's say due to the influx of all the immigrants, let's say it's 60% white. Let's go that low. So the country's 60% white, and then Asians, mostly they're not involved with things that don't concern them. They're not going to sit here and watch your movies. So we can scratch Asian out the paint. They're not going to sit here and watch your shit. So white people, black and Hispanic, right? They watch the thing, and white is the majority. So they're like 60%. Your show wouldn't have been number 1 for as long as it was, Misha, if white people weren't there watching the stuff and being personally invested and loving it. But then you raise a black fist. You see what I mean? And not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it feels divisive, and it's one of the reasons why you're not being picked up for a second season. I guarantee you that. I'm not gonna pay someone to insult me. No matter how covert that insult is. Thank you to everyone who watched and engaged. No Confederate. That's the other thing. Okay, hashtag no Confederate. There was gonna be a show called Confederate, the Confederate or something like that, right? And it was gonna be, what if slavery never ended and the South won? And slavery maintained up until 2021. Slavery would still be here. Blacks would still be in fields, working in factories, and we'd be slaves. And then the Confederacy would have taken over America, and we would still be enslaved as black people. When they offered for that story point, or that plot, actually not a story point but a plot, yeah, the internet blew up. If you guys aren't aware that happened on Twitter, the internet blew up and said hell no. And so HBO didn't want to do the Confederate show. But meanwhile, Misha here, Misha made a story where this occurred. Season 2 of Lovecraft Country begins in a new world. Remember, Letty, bound all white people from using magic, and magic in that universe is the strongest force, in existence. Magic. So, and that new world is a country that sits precisely where the United States used to sit. Welcome to the sovereign states of America. You see up here, tribal nations of the West. I don't know if that means, see, she's kind of pandering to Native Americans as well. If you're Native American and you're in the chat, let me know how you feel, if you feel that it's pandering or if it's, justice. Right. So tribal nations of the West. Right. So the majority of the country, this looks like maybe 55% of the country here, because looking at the lopsided nature of that split, 55% of the country would be tribal nations of the West. I'm guessing, Sioux, Cherokee, Chippewa, Seminole, right? All these different tribes, these hundreds of different tribes. The middle would be the white lands. So I'm guessing white people would live there, like European descended people. And I don't know what the yellow thing is for Jefferson Commonwealth. Maybe that's neutral. I don't know. And then the black would be New Negro Republic. Notice that they almost, but not quite, they almost landlock the white people in there, sort of like a containment. Although the top of, I can't tell what that is up here, is also white, right? Unless she left that out on purpose because that's part of Canada, presumably. But they landlocked. Look at this. She landlocked white people. That looks like a containment, like you're containing a disease. You know what I'm saying? So it's filled with, and this is the camp that came up with terms like microaggression. This map is a microaggression. That's what that is. I can see why, right? Wait, it's canceled. Here's some of the comments here. Wait, it's canceled. And then angry faces. This series was so good. Yes, yes. I'm white, UK, and I learned so many things from the series. Thank you. Was I uncomfortable with some of them? Absolutely. Did it make me look at myself and reevaluate what I had been taught versus what is actually real? Yes. It's a show about magic, nerd books. I don't know how much reality or veritas you learn from it, unless you mean like history. Things like Black Wall Street, I think, was touched upon in there and stuff like that. Alexander Lukes says, unfortunate, great show. People just can't separate fiction from reality. Just like that Confederate series they canceled. It's a wonder the Man in the High Castle ever got made. Yeah, Man in the High Castle is a very good show. The reason why, okay, see, it's a very good show, yet I haven't engaged in that fandom. It's a whole fandom by itself, by the way. Just like Star Wars and Star Trek and Babylon 5 and all these different kinds of franchises. So Man in the High Castle has a huge following. Even though if it's a cult following, it's a huge following. I never got into it because it seems like a huge investment, a very big investment. I think that their series is on like a season 8 at this point, like very Game of Thronesy. You know? Jimmy says, hear me out. Lovecraft Country Season 2, the graphic novel you could have. Yeah, you know what? I'd follow that story to see where it goes in a graphic novel. This would work perfectly for Lovecraft since they were doing some mock-up comic covers. Yeah. This is Underground. Still hot about Underground. Now this. Underground had nowhere to go. I'll speak about that on another stream. Underground had nowhere to go. They burned out all their good ideas. Every episode I was like, look, you guys are going too fast. You're burning all these ideas. And they were wasting very good character traits on one-note characters. This really pisses me off. Wow, no. What would it take for you and HBO to reach the right agreement? If it's not possible, is there a way to crowdsource the budget and have it live or have it live somewhere else? You guys you people have ruined me. Whenever I see that word there, I can't read it any way else except live. Right? So even they can't have it live somewhere else. Yeah, there is a way. Spirit PhD, LPC, NCC. There is a way. rewrite the Bible, that story Bible, and make it less racist, unracist it, and then people will get on board. There's no reason, even in the civil rights struggle. I hope you guys don't think it was just black people out there, right? You guys do know there were Latino people out there. There were even Native American people out there, and definitely there were white people out there, hand in hand with these civil rights figures. You know, there are people called freedom riders who were out there too. So there was space. The story of Lovecraft Country having taken place in the 1950s, there was definitely space to have white heroes in there. It's just that the show did went out of its way to establish that every single white person on the planet is evil. And if you saw the series, if you watch the series, everyone from age from speaking age and up, if if the kid can speak, he's already said, like, the first word is not ma, it's nigger. That's the impression you got if you watch Lovecraft Country, the first and only season at this point, right? So every white person from baby who just learned to speak to great grandpa who's got one foot in the grave, the other on a skateboard, they're all super racist, and there's nobody else who's a good person. Not even a random person on the street, not police officers, not army people, nobody. Everyone that's lighter than Letty is racist. Letty's the female character. The what the Dominicans would call mulatto. I'm bereft that there will not be, give me a second here. I'm bereft that there will not be any other seasons of Lovecraft Country to educate and entertain the devoted fans of the show. I want to thank you for the writing and directing of one of the best Geez, just ask for the damn job. Shit. Just ask for the job. What are you a writer? Vernice Miller? You know, all you gotta do is say, "Hey, Misha, I wrote the script. Can you read it?" Shit. Ah, so they're fine with us struggling through white supremacy, but black independence and equality to supremacy is too much for the masses. Alrighty, the win is coming, Queen Misha. Somebody will bankroll this if they're smart. Okay, the guy, you missed the whole thing, man. You missed it. You missed the point. Nobody, nobody said any of this. Nobody said any of this. All right. You can't blame people for not wanting to watch your things. If I'll tell you this for free, lumberjacks, if HBO bankrolled this second season, it would flop and they would lose money because people jumped off the train once you showed, like, okay, like, you're racist, you're saying, like, all white people, you need to go to hell, right? Look what you did, and then you showed all this other stuff. Yeah, I get it, but yeah. Anyhow, that's just about enough. I'm really, really angry that this show will not be continuing because I really loved it. I really love the show. It went places. It's amazing. Let me get the panel here. What's going on, Lord Sandwich?
Hail, my meaty knights!
What's going on, Ace?
What's going on, guys?
All right.
And
What's going on,
what's
Fizz?
this? Yeah, fit.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, um. Okay. By the way, last night I actually saw the Tomorrow World on my phone because I have Amazon Prime.
oh, cool, cool. What'd you think?
It was amazing. And by the way, at the end they actually answered the plot hole I thought of because okay, it's strange when these alien invasion movies always have these animalistic aliens, but how to get
Mhm.
to Earth? But this movie actually explained it, and that was funny. That's funny that because this movie actually explained. Oh, that's not
Oh,
the
you're cutting out, bro. I can't hear you. Hey, Edwin, you have any links that you want us to share? Everyone who's listening, do not not listening, but who gets on the panel, right? Anyone who gets on the panel, do not leave without plugging your work. That's the whole point of these streams. That we're trying to get positivity out there and positive, projects. You know, get them or get more eyes on them. But
Yeah, man. I dropped the
we
link in the
dropped the link.
private
Oh, there
chat.
you go. I see it. I see it. All right. I will definitely hit that before everyone leaves. But Fizz, you work out that audio problem.
Do
No. But Edwin, what do you think about all these topics? First of all, did you watch did you ever catch at least an episode of Lovecraft Country?
I know it's the first time I'm actually hearing about it. Sounds interesting, but
Yeah.
I've been in the middle of like, my own world right now, doing fulfillment for the book, my
Good.
regular 9 to 5, I'm working on part 2 of the book. So
Yeah, as it should be.
I mostly just watch a couple YouTube videos on the background, and that's kind of it for me. I haven't really dived into a
Good, good,
series
good,
for a
good,
minute now.
good. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We cover a whole lot of stuff,
Yeah, man,
and that
definitely.
cool, cool. Well, I mean, it's definite at this point. It looks like unless another streaming service picks it up, because it doesn't look like HBO owns it. If HBO owned it, the headline would read very differently because their headlines were the headline for this news was HBO will not be renewing Lovecraft Country. So if it belonged to HBO, they would just say Lovecraft Country won't be renewed. But they specifically stated that, and that gets me to believe that someone else owns the franchise, the IP, and they were just going through HBO to produce it. So I hope that maybe Amazon Prime takes a look at it, or who else? Netflix or Disney Plus. Well, I don't know. I don't think I want Disney dicking around in anything I love, but um, you know, Paramount Plus might take a look,
there,
right?
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
but
Nowadays, everybody's got a streaming service. So
absolutely, it's the age of the streaming wars. That's
yeah,
what it is now. People are expecting that theaters will get back to the way it was before. That's never gonna happen. Theaters will now be like when people go to see a Broadway play. It'll be if you want a night out that your family won't forget for the rest of the year, right? Where you get all this money spent on candy and popcorn and expensive sodas and all these different things, and you make a night of it where you spend almost like $1,000, right? um that will be the experience, and then the rest of the time they'll just stay home because streaming shows, it's irresistible, especially if it's franchises that you already love, and you're not interested in the other franchises the other streaming services are offering. And let's say you're a Paramount Plus person, everything that's Paramount, what else? Ethan Hunt, what is it? Mission Impossible, the Hulk. I think they still own the Hulk, and all these different things, right?
Okay.
And you just pay your subscription, even their TV shows, their all that stuff. I think they even have music, right? You just pay a subscription for the year for, like, let's say 50 to $100 a year, and whenever you get online, you just watch that stuff. It's irresistible forever. You get to watch everything you like on that platform. You don't get to, yeah. So streaming services, they're the future. Period. And that's why there's a huge streaming wars right now, and there's a scramble for content. That's one of the reasons why I'm working on doing things that maybe we can make into like low budget, TV series or movies later on, because the scramble now is for content. Everyone's diving into even like the most rancid dumpsters to pick out, like, okay, this is pretty old, but we could dust it off and remake it. Let's bring out Dragnet. What? let's do a reboot of I Love Lucy. What? Let's do a I Dream of Jeannie. Excuse me? You can't come up with new shit? No, 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 no. Mhm.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
can
guys.
you?
Yeah,
But
I can hear
tell
you.
that line of thinking has killed the mainstream comic industry.
Who has killed the mainstream comic industry?
That line of thinking about
Oh, you think so?
creating TV shows for streaming services. I mean, pretty much
Oh,
all
you think that's what killed the comic industry? I beg to
no, no, no,
differ, but
talk about the independent image. Image is basically
mhm, yeah.
dead now because all image books are like just like what you said. They're made for streaming services.
You mean Image Comics?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't really mess with Image like that no more. I love the Image artists who came out of it, like Dave
yeah. Talk
Finch.
about current image, current Valiant, current what else?
Yeah, I mean, well, they
Dark Horse.
suck.
Oh,
They're dead because they suck. It's not because anybody else did anything to them, man. They're dead
yeah,
because they
that and
suck,
the
and
fact
wait. Let me get the sentence out though. They're dead because they suck. Their products are geared towards the wrong market because they were chasing another market. And number three is because when you hop online, whether it's Instagram or Twitter and what have you, their creators are telling us to feast upon their ass. They're telling us to go die in a hill, on a hill full of flesh-eating ants. Go jump in a volcano. All these different things they're telling us as fans. So if someone told you this, would you still buy their stuff? I'm asking. Would you? Because here's an example of how they speak to us now.
And
okay.
and if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved. You don't like my Twitter feed? Unfollow me. Magic. I don't come into your house and yell at you. You gotta seek me out. So don't. If it's problematic, if it's upsetting to your delicate constitution.
Hello?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Where's the music with it?
Oh, there was music with it? I should put music on it, right?
Oh, that was the EVS one with the what
Oh no,
was
no, I
it?
took the raw. No, I took the raw footage. I took the raw footage.
Ah,
I should. You know what? But the thing is, the one with EVS's music on there, he can probably strike me for copyrights. If I
Okay.
use that.
that's true.
But the mainstream independents, talk about mainstream companies that are not Marvel DC, they fail because their books are made for TV shows because like IDW is in debt because they spent all their money on making comic books for the sole purpose of TV shows. Like
No, there's nothing wrong with that. No, well, I mean, you know what? Not
it
for
is
the
because
sole purpose. No, 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 not for the sole purpose. But there's nothing wrong with making an IP that you think can possibly become a TV show. Because if you do it right, that can extend the life of your franchise. You know what I mean? I kid you not that there are some franchises, if they weren't for movies, like for Blade, for example, until the Blade
nobody no,
movie. I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
know, but they try to keep the artwork quality way down on purpose so that it can be so that it can easily be turned to TV show because TV shows don't have that much special effects on streaming services.
Oh no, no, no. Well, I mean, you're misunderstanding me though. I didn't say do that. That's a
Mm.
terrible idea. I
That's
mean,
all the
if
mainstream
that's how
companies do.
no, look, if that's how they do it, listen, man. Especially with special effects now, what they're doing is what the government has done with certain things where that's they're writing down on paper to justify a budget that they spent that a roll of toilet paper costs like $50 or something like that, right? And a toilet bowl seat costs like $5,000 or something. And someone's car is $200,000 when it's a fucking Datsun or some shit,
You
right?
trying to wait? Are you telling me that toilet seat doesn't cost $5,000?
Right? See, like that.
I
That's
might have to get my lawyer because I had this
yeah.
guy
Look,
just charged me like last month, for some work
oh,
on
you
my
got had,
bathroom.
man.
So
Yeah,
so
you got had. I
all
mean,
right,
that's
about to
that's
call up
expensive shit you got to take, man. If it
about
costs
to call
five
up
thousand
Clarence
dollars,
Mason and I'll handle this. That's outrageous.
But yeah, so that's why the effects cost that much because Hollywood does that thing.
I know.
If you buy a good laptop, listen, All right, look, Fizz. If you buy a good laptop and you download Blender, and
I
when I
have
say
Blender.
good laptop, I mean, look, when I say good laptop, I mean you spend some good guap in it. Like you drop like maybe 6K, $6,000 on something, um, like not an iMac or whatever Mac has it now, like the highest end one, right? And you maybe buy a render farm or the equivalent of an attachment to render your stuff, and then you install Blender. You can do almost
I know.
everything that you see like
I
in
know that. I have
Transformers
Blender.
or Aliens. Oh, you have Blender. There you go. I'm preaching to the converted. Why am I having to tell you this? These people who are charging an arm and a leg for special effects, they're marking up. They're marking things up. You know what I mean?
It's not
So
just
there's
that.
no reason. There's no reason at all why, if you're doing something made for television, that you have to do it super low budget so that there's no special effects, because special effects can be done with a $5,000 production computer and a small render farm attachment.
Not
You know what I mean?
not only
And
that.
free software like Blender.
Mm, but not only that, but also these companies try to use CGI for everything, even if cheaper to do otherwise.
Yeah,
Like, why would you make CGI suits when cosplayers can make those suits for about $50 to
yeah,
$20?
exactly.
And
Although
you have
you may not
suit.
want it to look like cosplay though. So some
No,
of it,
well, a lot of cosplayers.
I've seen good ones where they don't look like cosplay, but I have seen them like I've seen who the hell's just waking up. I hear roosters out there. But have you seen the cosplay for things like Mass Effect and Halo?
No, but I've seen cosplay for superheroes that look very good.
Yeah, but the reason why I say Mass Effect and Halo is because those things are very hard to do. They're science fiction, right? They're like big armored suits, and I've seen cosplay
Yeah,
that
I've
looks
seen. Wait, I've seen
exactly like the 3D.
cosplay.
Sorry, God.
I've
I'm sorry, God.
seen people wear those type of suits and make it look good.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, man, I've seen people cosplay as like giant robots, all sorts of like crazy stuff that you're like, I don't even know how much you spent on this. I've seen like them recreating like a roaming like Dalek from Doctor Who, just
Mm.
roaming through like a con. And I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't know how much you
that
spent
for
on
sure
that,
they
but
do.
that is awesome.
But the thing is, these a lot of these big budget movies use CGI for everything, even for superhero costumes. Even though it'd be cheaper to just have the suit be there, so you just reuse the suit.
I'm sorry, what?
A lot of these big live action blockbuster movies use CGI for everything,
Yeah,
even suits.
for every single thing. Yeah, even the suits. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that can
even
get expensive.
I know that can
Yeah.
get expensive. E- even though you can just have the suit, make the actual suit, and just have the actors just put on the suits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but but I mean,
it'll
come
be way
on,
better.
Robert Downey Jr. is just too busy to actually put on a superhero suit, man. Come on, you gotta think of the big name stars, brother. I mean,
Yeah, but
they
something
got
like
tea
Captain America,
times. They gotta, they got
I
time
know,
to
but
do
something
a
like a Captain America
blow.
suit. I was
Like
talking about
they're busy.
like Iron Man, something like a Captain America suit. You can easily just slip that on.
I don't know, man. I kind of side with the Hollywood guys here.
No,
The
something like
Hollywood guys.
Yeah, just
no, something like a Captain America suit or a Spider Man suit. You just slip that on.
All right, look. The point I was making was
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with making a story that can be adapted to, you know what I'm saying, to a show. Nothing wrong with that at all. Especially since, for example, Blade, right? Blade, a whole lot of people never even heard of the character. I heard of the character, but
Till
I
the
wasn't a
movie.
huge fan of it. Yeah, until the movies. When I heard of the character and I read it from I don't know, from Marv Wolfman and John Buscema, right? It
Mhm.
was a guy with he looked like Luke Cage but with shades and a sword,
I know,
right? So he had a
I
big
know.
afro, yellow shirt with a trench coat, these sorts of things. It was not until Wesley Snipes did what he did, right? When I saw it in that medium form, then Marvel went and adapted that medium form with the leather trench coats and the science fiction haircut and
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
the
I
intricate
wouldn't have gone
James
yet when
Bond.
the movie came out. So
the
the
intricate James Bond weapons, right? And
mhm,
due to all that, it was and riding the Harley and the Whistler, right? It's when they did all that, then the franchise really came to life, and then now it bled into the comics, and the the comics influenced the movie, and the movie influenced the comic, and the comics are now
mhm,
going to influence the movies again. You know,
mhm,
with Mahershala Ali, they're rebooting the
mhm.
Blade thing, right?
Okay.
So it's good. It's good
Can I
if
just
you
say,
show. Mhm.
can I
Go
just
ahead.
say how outraged I am about that?
Oh, good.
Like, I just want to make a statement here. There's only
Absolutely, yeah.
one Blade, and his
Yep.
name is Sticky Fingers. And if
Oh, you like that guy?
Marvel, wants to play around, you got to give Sticky his props. You got to get him a cameo, something, man.
Yeah,
It's
Sticky
only
was
one
good.
Blade, people. Yeah,
Yeah, Sticky was good. That show was very underrated. And you could see that the network, where was it at the time? Spike or
yeah,
it
Spike
was-
TV.
yeah, Spike TV. You could tell that the network didn't have like they kept on losing more and more faith in the series as it went on, so that you saw like their fight scenes got worse choreography than before, and the special effects were getting less and less impressive. So they were running out of money, you know, because the network didn't believe in the project anymore. Just when it was getting interesting, and I don't know. I'm a Wesley Snipes Blade fan myself, but Sticky was up there too. I like Sticky.
It does have a great
Sticky
ending to
fingers.
the season.
Yeah, I know
Nice
he was Blade. I didn't watch
cliffhanger.
the show, but I knew he was Blade at one point. Sticky fingers.
Joe Wagner was hot too. Yeah, I like Joe Wagner. But uh, I think that if we can have a comic that also lends well to being a show or a video game, it only extends the life of the property. So don't listen to Zach. Are you listening to Zach or something? Your boy Zach?
I haven't watched his videos in a while, but yeah.
Yeah, no, don't listen to him. No disrespect. And look, you're getting this from a guy who worked for him, and technically right now I should be cutting the stream off to go finish his shit because I'm still working for him. But I know how to put things in context. I work for Zach. I do logos for Zach on occasion. I do artwork and I pitch it to him. And if it's good, like the Devil Dog cover, I did that for the inside of the second book of Jawbreakers, and
No,
he
no, I
liked
bought
it so
Jawbreakers.
much. I'm sorry, what?
I never bought Jawbreakers, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's in there. My work's in there. My
Mm,
drawing
Yeah,
and
man,
coloring and stuff like that.
that cover
But
was killer, man.
oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
mm.
And
That's cool.
so even though I worked for him and I still work for him, we got to put things in proper context.
Right.
Zach says what he says in the moment for how the fuck he feels about it in the moment. Don't be following what the fuck Zach says, and then like 5 hours later, Zach says the exact fucking opposite based on how the fuck he feels like it.
Okay.
Like he'll be like, well, that Titan show is the worst piece of. Yeah, I changed my mind. The Titan show is like, come on, man. That's like Rick James in that show. Is
I
like,
didn't even want to
what
watch
what I,
it.
what I look like, getting on somebody's couch, rubbing my dirty ass feet on somebody's couch. Yeah, I remember rubbing my dirty ass feet on this couch.
Mm,
So that's pretty much it. So you know what Zach's saying? That's the problem with comics today, because they're making these things as Amazon, no, as Netflix pitches. If Netflix approached Zach right now to make what the fuck you call it, that other one, all his books are fire, by the way. All his books are fire. That fire ass gritty shit that looked like Sicario. Iron Sights. Yeah, Iron
yeah,
Sights. Yeah. That
mm,
shit is fire. And if Amazon approached them, right, and then who would play that lead character? I'm thinking somebody like Channing Tatum. And Channing Tatum's like, yo, I want to play, I forgot the character's name, but I want to play that character. And then James Woods is like, yeah, I love the character you based on me. I want to play it. This dude would say yes before the question's asked. All right. So
mm.
look out for yourself. Don't
There's a
be
lot of companies.
following what Zach
Yes.
says. Look out for yourself.
Uh,
Zach would sell that shit out in a minute and be rolling in his money like Scrooge McDuck. All right.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, but
Personally speaking,
And by the way, rightfully so. Rightfully so. You
Yeah,
know,
man. Like I personally can't wait to sell out. I'm
you know what I'm saying?
I send my email to Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix. I send them mass emails with ace
Yeah,
images and pictures. I'm like, hey guys, if you guys want something for you don't have to throw me that many zeros. You can have this.
yep,
As long as I keep the comic book rights, you can do whatever you want with the
yep.
series, a movie, whatever. I
Exactly.
keep my comic book and merchandise rights. You guys can do whatever. So show
Okay.
Edwin Acevedo love. You can talk
In my
about
case,
Hmm.
how you're hiring minority comic book
Yep, minority
writers.
comic.
I'll gladly, do the little dance and be like, yeah, I love our Amazon Prime. Uh,
in my case, I would never
special
sell
code
the
ACE for
uh
10% off your subscription or some bullshit. So I'm ready
Exactly.
to play games, guys. Hit me up. It's at Edwin Aces on Twitter. You can
Yep.
find me there. Holler at me. Slide in my DMs with an offer, and we can talk business.
Yo, listen. Let me ask you something. With something like Jawbreakers, right? Because he's I don't know what deal he made, but Ethan's all caps is gonna be producing Jawbreaker comics from now on. Now I don't know if Ethan owns the rights or if Zach still owns the rights, but if Zach still owns the rights, and let's say Stallone, because he did that fire ass book, job
Riddles.
and Expendables Go to Hell, right? That shit is crazy, you know. So I'm hoping he has a strong relationship with Stallone. So if Stallone approached him and said, "Yo, I want to produce this." Can you imagine Zach saying, "No, I have to stick to my principles. No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
man.
no."
He'll change this channel to your boy working with Stallone.
Your boy, yep,
Uh,
that's what he changed it to. Come on,
your
fast,
boy
stop
working
playing
with
games.
Stallone.
Let's
Yeah,
work with
that's right.
Stallone.
Coming
You
to
know,
Netflix 2022. There we go.
you know. So nah, man, don't. My opinion, and again, this is no shade on Zach, right? My opinion is do what you need to do. You know what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Don't follow Zach's lead because Zach is doing what he needs to do because Zach knows what he needs to do. You feel me?
Okay,
So,
okay, I
so
understand.
like with Zach saying, like I don't follow. What I look like a grown ass man following Zach's lead, like what Zach said. I'm a grown ass man, dog.
Well, look, I mean, in his defense,
Mm.
if you
Yeah,
want to
but
know what
yo,
it's like to
yeah.
have multiple divorces and be living with your hetero life mate and his dog, I'm sure you can follow Zach's advice perfectly.
I want to say something. Yeah, I want to say
Just
something else.
call me while I'm
I,
drinking.
I would never, me personally, I would never sell the license on my properties to Hollywood. But I'll license out to anime companies, but not to Hollywood because they'll screw it up. Like you can literally, it's not just woke stuff. They can literally change everything. And then how's that sell your books? It doesn't.
Well,
Listen, listen. I have characters and I have stories. Some of them are my babies, and some of them they exist to be sold. All right, some of them they my hoes. I hold them out there. You feel me? Like Night Sword, that's my hoe. You know what I'm saying? If they want to make a night, I don't care about the rights. You know what I mean? As long as I get paid, obviously. Don't take me out of context. As long as I get paid, I don't give a fuck what they do. They could turn her into, you know, a trans, what do you call it? A trans woman from the planet Xanthar. I don't give a fuck. Just fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, most of my
You
properties
know?
I do care about them though.
Yeah.
well,
Arietta, I don't give a fuck. You could make a robot vagina from the planet Venus. Just fuck you, pay me. You know, Far Quest, if they want that shit, because I'm putting all my ducks into that shit. Is that even the term? All my eggs into there. I'm putting all my eggs into that shit right here. You
Hmm.
know that I would not, sell to just any. I'd still probably sell it. And that would depend also if I have a family. Like I don't have a family yet, but if I have like mouths to feed and shit like that, and somebody offers me, an absurd amount of money for this property after I have a lot of issues out, and they're like, hey, this would be a very good show. We want to run it, sort of like Star Trek, blah 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 blah. Fuck it, make me an offer.
Yeah, man. I
You know me?
mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I mean,
Yep.
I got a mouth to feed. I got a dog. He likes his high-end dog food. So
There you go.
I mean, if I gotta sell out to Netflix to get him his nice kibble,
But let me ask you
it
something.
is what it is.
Yo, Ace, if Bungie wanted the video game rights to the Ace, Edwin, and they're like, yo, we want to we found out that the market for Halo is still strong, but and we see the elements of Halo, like an armored warrior, versus otherworldly beings. All the elements are there. Can we have the video game rights to this? Here, hold these $12 million. What will you say? Edwin will be like, well, fuck you. I'm gonna hold on to my
I would be
principles
like,
here.
here's my bank routing number and my
You feel me?
you can throw that right into my checking account.
Yep.
And
I,
There's
just
some people who would do it for $200,000. Just as long as be like, yo, just like for me, someone gave me $10,000. They could have Arietta. I haven't even done the comic yet. When I do the comic, I'll probably raise the price because I will have invested more and into the story and stuff like that. But if they want it, why not? But yeah, I wouldn't be listening to someone, especially somebody like Zach who has a gazillion ideas per day. He's not gonna run out of ideas anytime fucking soon. All right, so if he's telling you that he'll never sell anything to a movie company, this nigga's lying. Because he could sell all the shit you see on his site right now. He could sell all them shits for like $80 million tomorrow, right? Let's say the Paramount Pictures wants, let's say because all these companies, remember all these studios, they're still fighting for the right for tentpole dominance. Tentpole movies are the ones allowed to make movies now. Have you guys noticed that? There are no small movies anymore like Desperado and fucking El Mariachi. Everything is a huge fucking spectacle, like Avengers Endgame, Fast and Furious 9, Harry Potter and the Goblet, or whatever the fuck, right? All these things are tentpole movies. So these studios are fighting for the right to be the tentpole king. If they look at Zach's portfolio of work on his site, they will see stuff that can compete with everything out there. They'll see for Iron Sights, they'll see something that can compete with the gritty stuff like Sicario. For Jawbreakers, that's their Avengers right there. You know what I'm saying? For
yeah, man.
Impossible Stars, they'll see something that can compete right there against Star Trek. Period. Point blank. So a company will make them an offer, or like if they catch wind of them, they will make them an offer. And let's say it's like 80 million or something like that. Zach's not gonna say no to that shit.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
and
personally speaking, I would be all in for a Splato Delgado animated movie.
yo,
Thanks
you
to
feel me?
DreamWorks.
Yeah. And the thing is, once he does that shit, is look, man, he's been talking to people while giving me instructions on email, and like you can't even hold this man's attention enough to complete shit for him. Um, he'll have 12 new ideas that afternoon, and then within a month after he sells all that shit off to Paramount or whatever, within a month, his site will be filled with all new shit. So think of yourself like that. If you're a creative person, right, or creative individual, I hate that. You know why I hate the term person? It seems so innocuous and antiseptic. Like people say it just so that they don't misgender people and shit like that. Like, well, it could also be a woman. Yeah, I get it, but you said, hey, this is one man who could get the job done. That's what the fuck you meant. Say it, right? So I hate every time I say the word person. I feel like I'm all right. Don't hang me now. So if you're a man like Zach, you know that you will never run out of ideas. So like Edwin, you mean to tell me Ace is the only fire idea you ever had?
No, man, I got this
That's
killer
what I'm
Viking
fucking
idea.
saying. So if you saw Ace tomorrow, believe me, that's how creative mind works. The same mechanism in your mind that allows you to come up with Ace will allow you to come up with something similar but different. Like the next fucking afternoon. Right after you say, damn, how will I ever, replace Ace? Except. And then the room's on
Okay,
fire again.
in
You
my
feel
case,
me?
I actually,
Yeah, go ahead,
okay,
Fizz.
in my case, I actually thought of a whole bunch of superheroes because I'm making this comic book universe actually,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
the comic universe consists of not only superheroes but also graphic novels that are of other genres that connect to the superhero comics. But but the thing is, but the thing is, um,
Who the hell's eating candy from a rapper?
and I have a whole bunch of ideas. The thing is, a lot of these can't translate to live action. Like for example,
How do you know that?
Tiger Man. The concept, no Hollywood studio will want to make this a movie. Tiger Man is about a young boy who gains power of a were tiger and becomes a violent anti-hero and goes around and gets his power from fairies and goes
Mhm.
around fighting supernatural creatures and killing bad 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 guy street criminals.
You mean like Buffy? If they could produce Buffy, they could produce your shit.
It's called Tiger Man. He's literally a were tiger,
Yeah.
and
Well, they had werewolves and all these
he's
different things.
I know, and he's a little boy,
Okay.
and he's a violent anti-hero.
Yeah, that's your first mistake, making him a little boy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change him to a little girl,
Yeah.
and
and make her
Exactly.
transgender.
And
Take her
yes,
transgender and buy it.
transgender,
No, he's black. He's
tigress,
black from up.
wear
He's half black, half
tigress,
half, half
and
Hispanic
then
from up.
it'll sell immediately. I think NBC Universal will pick that up. Like you have a TV series in no time, written by Joss Whedon, where he can berate his female lead star. You know,
Yeah, that'll be stupid. But like I said, the Tiger Man, he's half black, half Mexican. That's enough.
yes,
Well,
Weird
that we can't
Tigress
have,
will be
right?
a big hit.
That's unrealistic. All right, that we
Biracial
can't
Weird
have.
Tigress.
All right.
and
You had me at the were tiger. I could see it, but half black, half Mexican. No, no, I can't see it.
Uh,
Yeah, but he looks mostly black anyway. It doesn't matter. But so it doesn't matter. But he's a were tiger and he fights bad guys, regular street criminals, and he fights supernatural creatures and gets his powers from a fairy godmother.
Mhm.
And there's a war between fairies and genies in another dimension and lots of other weird stuff. And his arch nemesis is a giant talking chicken.
Well, I mean, is it a comedy?
No, it's mostly serious except they all calm down.
Dude, if you have a giant talking chicken,
The giant talking chicken does make jokes. He got like a Joker.
I don't think you need to make jokes if you're a giant talking chicken.
no, I get where he's going. This is gonna be quippy, like the MCU. Lots of quips, lots of action.
Mhm. Like Guardians of the
Except we're gonna turn out the fairy godmother into a gay black man, and
Yes.
then we'll really we'll check all the boxes then.
And he was born from two lesbians. Okay. No need to explain the logistics, the biological logistics of that. All right.
Yeah, look, man, we're just trying to help this
We're
NBC
trying to help
pitch.
you out here.
well,
You just make sure you get your money's worth. Or, you got to know all the key buzzwords and things that they're looking for these days. So
Yeah, that's why I'm not selling how. I would sell that to an anime company or the Japanese anime companies.
Because, like, for
All
me,
right, look,
I know exactly what would happen to my shit.
I'm gonna hold you to that. About 3 to 5 years, I'm gonna check back in with you, and if you sold this idea to NBC, I will demand a cut. So I'm
we
putting
help
it
you
now on YouTube. What is it? July 3rd,
Yep. We help you out.
11/22.
Yeah, all
I'm
this stuff
putting
is
this man on
timestamp.
notice.
Yep.
It's timestamped. It's recorded. My lawyer has a copy. You know, make sure.
Look, man, if I saw my shit, I know exactly what would happen. Okay, this lead character here, definitely they'd make him gay. Period. Point blank. He'd just be gay, right? And not even bisexual, straight up gay.
But wait,
All
you're
right,
telling me
here.
he isn't gay?
No, he's not. But
I mean,
they'd
you
make
know.
him gay,
I mean, I
right?
thought he's
And
holding his hip. I just thought,
he
my
got his
mistake.
hand on his belt, player.
All right.
But here's
I
the
mean,
thing: the white woman there with the golden locks right here.
yeah, she's a racist. Is that what you're trying
Well,
to tell me?
they probably make her a racist, and then notice the notes on the bottom here.
Yes. She's holding a mace, and she's
Uh,
gonna mace the innocent black gay man.
yeah, she's be like, well, well, I've seen this before. You're walking around here in
This
your
is a hate
uniform
crime.
and your stolen uniform. All right,
This is a hate crime right here. We're watching in progress. This is
pretending you're a cosmic lawman.
Then
All
you have
right,
the transitioning, former male now
yeah,
female
former
cop
female
in the
back there.
background.
Yep, yep.
I see this. I can see this as I can see this on CBS. We'll put this on prime time. They'll
Yo,
do great, man. I'm
when I
totally
when I
behind
when
this.
I got
I'll tune
on,
in first night, opening night.
yeah, I got on another social media platform, and I was asking people to rate the like, okay, 1 to 10, the uniform, da 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 da, whatever. This feminist came on there and read the fucking notes for Thatcher. Like you see the notes there where I have, okay, the sauces do this, blah 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 blah. There's something there. I don't know if the wording here blocks it, but it said make her younger and slimmer. These were notes to myself, right?
Mhm.
It's a visual fucking medium. I'm not gonna have a 50, 60-year-old white woman as one of the women of the central cast. I'm dooming my project to failure. So I wrote down make her younger and slimmer.
Yeah,
And
I go by the
the
rule of
like,
no characters over
How
30.
will like
So,
hold up?
well, I mean, not like we won't do that. No characters over 30. What I'm saying is like, you gotta have the sex pot stuff there. So the guy, he's rugged and appeals to women, and then the women are feminine and sleek and sexy and appeal to men. So the notes there where I said make her younger and slimmer, this feminist came out and said, don't make her younger and slimmer, please. Like, oh, the fuck are you? So I know exactly what they'll do because these are the people in charge now. They would get, it's that old James Bond lady. The one they killed off. The old woman. They put her as Dr. Thatcher, you know? Dame Judy Dench. They
they
just get
killed her
her.
off.
Oh yeah, in the Bond franchise, yeah, they killed off.
No,
I
I
don't mean
haven't
they
seen a
killed off the
Bond
actual
movie since
actor.
Daniel
Huh?
Craig's first one, so I have no idea
Okay.
what's going on with Bond.
Well, oh, you don't know? You don't know that Bond's about to be replaced by a black woman? And no, that's not
Yeah.
not a joke.
No,
Yeah.
news to me.
One observation I've had about the whole thing is a lot of these mainstream and even a lot of independent comics, I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this. They don't necessarily pander. What they do is they treat the comic book as a pitch for places like Amazon or streaming services, and they neglect the storytelling, the art, the stuff that makes a good comic.
Yeah.
Whereas if you want a movie franchise or a streaming service to propel the comic, you got to make sure the comic is good. You got to make sure that there's art, that there's story.
Yes.
So when somebody sees the streaming of, Far Quest, and they're like, "Oh, that looks cool. Wait, it's a comic?
Mhm.
Well, let me check out the comics. Wow, this is awesome."
Yep.
But if they see Far Quest and it looks like a 2-year-old threw up crayons all over
Yeah.
paper and said it's a comic, they're going to be like, "Well, I'm not interested."
Mhm.
So a lot of
Exactly.
these people, they sacrifice so much that is necessary to make a great comic for what, a one-time payment, if that's in some cases of like a few million, when you can be raking in like 20 extra million dollars on top of what they offered you. I mean, a lot of people seem to neglect that idea. And with Brain Cage, we don't do that. We want good story, we want good quality. You gotta have the best quality. You gotta be the best out there. And when you are the best, you're gonna have a lot of people coming for you, and that's
Yeah,
good because it
that's a
makes you
good thing.
better, makes you stronger.
Yes.
And so, that's what a lot of people kind of need to get into the mindset of. And, a lot of people, unfortunately, that I see, and can't necessarily say one person or another. A lot of people I see, they don't necessarily have that idea in their head that it needs to be the best of the best in order to, rake in that money.
Yeah.
So, but that's my closing thoughts as well, because I got to go. It's like almost 12 o'clock and I got to go to church tomorrow. So,
All right, and happy 4th of July, bro.
yes,
Yeah,
happy
man.
4th of July.
If you can't hear, we got a bunch of Puerto Ricans celebrating outside the 4th. So
Mm. Are they like celebrating Cinco de Mayo? That,
no, they're just looking for an excuse to shoot off
no,
fireworks.
Cinco de Mayo is the 5th of May. I worked in a place where this airhead got on an elevator as I was getting off and asked that shit. So I put it in a screenplay because life gives you these gems for a very good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man. For me, I gotta kind of jump out of here too in a few minutes. But if you guys can pretty much let me know what you want to promote here. Let me
Yeah,
see.
man. Uh,
Edwin, give me a second.
yes.
Let me get what you had dropped in before.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyways, okay. The thing with me is like I say, a lot of my ideas will not be sold to Hollywood, as most of them. Be sold to anime companies probably, or
Okay.
so. Yeah, but and me, another thing me is the book I'm working on is called Goofanoid. It's on Indiegogo. The sign up page actually.
Okay. Hold on one second.
You, uh,
Edwin, you're fully
Yep.
funded. Hell yeah, my dude.
Yes, sir.
Look
The
at that
Ace
shit.
is now in demand and it's also in fulfillment. It's about 2/3 done fulfilling. We
Hold
still have
on.
some cool stuff available. I got one sketch card left from Sim that I would like to sell so we can get some more cool stuff up on there. Got some original art by Canales that's available for
Yeah,
purchase. Got
that's my
obviously
dude.
the book you'll get with the book. If you just back the simple book tier, you will get for free a trading card, 2 prints, and 4 6 a.m. stickers. So just for backing the book. So it's a great deal. It's a fun story. People are digging it. I've been getting some nice feedback on it, and I'm already working. I'm already about a couple pages into volume 2, so hopefully that'll be out sometime next year.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a fun throwback story. All those guys who grew up on early '90s comics like Darkhawk, Sleepwalker, all those kind of fun side books that they don't make anymore. He's kind of
All
bringing
right,
some of that back with a little contemporary kind of style. So
all right. Give me a second. The Ace, Volume 1. A young man looking for purpose discovers remains of a shooting star, changing his life forever. The Ace, Volume 1. The Ace Volume 1 is a 32-page full color comic. It's the story of David Diaz, a young man who is looking to find his purpose in life. When one day a shooting star crash lands nearby and he finds in the wreckage, what he finds in the wreckage changes his life forever, as he becomes the armored being named the Ace, who turns out to be the most most sought after or sought out,
sought after.
the most sought after Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. The most sought after object in the entire universe. The creative team, the Ace cover by Donald DeLay. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
sick, man.
look at that beauty, huh?
Oh, he got him though. Eh. But the armor will prevent the rest of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he good. He nicked him though. He's gonna have to get that checked out. You see Edwin Acevedo, the writer. Main story, art by Ibai Canales, my dude, from Iron Sights. Colors by Teo Gonzalez, Brutus. Oh, Brutus the badass. Ace Epilogue, part one, art and colors by Sweens Oddity. Oh, you got Sweens up in there?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit. Angelique,
Yep.
Angelique original art and colors by Howl Comics, The Lost Pages. Letters by Adam F. More Lethal. The main Ace story pages by, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you get
Fantastic.
to see Canales in living color for once.
Yeah, because in Iron Sights, it's just grayscale.
Yeah. Most of the books he's done
When
has
when you
been
tell a buy,
black and
I
white.
said great job. Tell Ibai I said his art really looks great in gay scale. Let me see here. He'll enjoy that. Great job. Mm. Ibai's work just keeps getting better.
Yeah, like you see that panel above that one, the one with the ship,
Yeah, great stuff.
the blue one there.
Oh, the blue
Like,
one, this one.
yep, this
Yeah.
is a small panel that just had, oh, a Kula ship shows up. He
Hmm.
added all of like the language, all the little side
That's
stuff.
sick.
That's a small panel, it's blown up for the page, but it's
For
actually
the
a small
page.
panel in
Yeah.
the book. Yeah, how much detail he put into that? Just that
He.
one kind of crazy.
It's because he's a fiend bag. You can't just ask him to do like he pours what he loves into his work, and you can tell that he watches all these sci-fi stuff like Alien, Predator, you know. So he pours all that stuff into his work.
Yeah. And that bottom one, those are pages by Sweens. The one with the
Sweens, okay,
yep, Sweens did those.
very good. Holy shit!
And then
And this is Angelique, yeah.
yep, those are the pages by How Comics. Alan Alonso, he did
Mm.
work on the Lost Pages. So
I love the brushwork here by this guy. He works
yeah.
in traditional.
Yeah, he does both. Uh
Okay.
but yeah, he's got an amazing like this fantasy style, and it really fit like the little
Hmm.
kind of origin story. I wanted it to be like a dark fairy tale. So it's
Okay.
kind of like he kind of brought that element to it, which is nice.
Look at that. This is so sick, man.
Yeah, it's by Mike McMahon. It's a print that you can get with the add-on to the book.
Hardline jam piece poster.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right. Ooh, Oddity's back there. It's
yeah,
one of my favorite looking
yeah, man.
properties. Is Oddity out yet? He did
Not
his?
yet. I think he's down to the last handful of pages from what I
Okay.
heard. Those are all the stretch goals which have been unlocked. So that
Hmm.
top one is the trading card.
Ooh,
That one right there. Yep,
this one?
red hair there. That's the trading card by Doodle Bags.
Okay.
He did that. Then
Then
those are the stickers by 6 a.m. Comics right there.
that's sick, man. Oh,
You
I
get
like
four of
this.
them. Yeah, you get four
Ho-
of them, which are sick.
Hold on. Looks like somebody might be coming on here. Mel, what's good, baby?
Hey, nothing much in yourself.
No, good, man, good. Just having my usual streams here. Get geeking out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're familiar with these new panelists. Lately, I don't know if, just to catch you up, I'll get right back with you, Ace. I'll get
Yeah,
right
yeah.
back to promoting the stuff. It's just I want to chop it up with Mel Knight real quick. I don't know if you've noticed this, Mel, but
Mm-hmm.
the channel has been, moving slightly, not even slightly, a lot, veering away from a lot of the drama section filled filled section of YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't know if you heard like earlier today. They went at Christina.
Yeah,
You know,
I didn't see it, but I was, she put, I think she put up like
a
you
rebuttal.
know, on her community tab about it
Okay,
or something like that. No,
yeah,
it was radical. It was radical
radical.
or something. I think so. Let me.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, p- we all have our things to do out here, and the people who are doing this, just kind of like a reminder to anyone who might be here from that section or might be catching the playback. You guys are losers. You're losers.
Hmm.
Like just attacking women like off jump for no reason. Like she ain't do nothing to you. And notice the things that they're attacking her for. She didn't even say. She didn't address these people or say anything to or about them. She just replied to something on Instagram.
Hmm.
Like this is crazy. But
Yeah.
let me not call them names, so then I can be next, and they could be like, "Well, this guy bro tap," you know. So fuck them. You know, let's live and let live, huh, fellas? Y'all do y'all racist you, and I'll do my nerdy me. How about that, right? Because these guys, they take things too far. They post stuff about your family, all these different things. So it's like, wow.
Yeah. I don't. I personally don't have. I'd be telling Denise like it's it's old new. I don't have time to be dealing with people who want to be racist. I hear the N word every day. Some if it's not online, it's somebody saying it on somebody's channel, or I hear it like in person. Like it's I
Well,
don't feel
that's
like
the other
hearing
thing.
that.
If you got, by the way, guys, it's Rocket's red glare outside. So
Yeah,
it's a,
man.
oh, you heard that,
I keep checking my window just to see, making sure it's not gunshots. I
right?
do live in the hood, so you gotta make
Yeah,
sure.
you
But
never know.
it's
And
all
part of
good.
it might
Just
be because people
just
take
Puerto Ricans.
opportunity.
If they're shooting, they're shooting up. So they'll just shoot themselves. So
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah,
fine as
yeah.
long as they're not shooting at somebody. Whatever.
But yeah, Mel, these people, man. All I got to say is, y'all can do y'all, and we over here will do us. Because it's especially from what I saw or what I've seen, the rate that Denise's channel is growing, it's scary growth. Okay, and
Hmm.
she landed a major interview, which is amazing. Great job. That she did a great job on there. And the other thing I'd like to say is, even look, I won't name who this is, but he buys his views and he buys his subs. That's pathetic. And
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
been proven. And I've seen one of his interviews, and it's horrific. The guy's extremely boring, and he asked all stupid questions, and all he did was pretty much praise the interviewee. Yeah, you've changed my life, and dude, why don't you ask questions that matter? You know.
Yeah.
But
I just
when
find it.
I saw Denise's interview, she she belongs on TV.
Hmm.
Very professional, very quick.
I mean, I had
And
to push. That's why I wanted to push her into it because I was
mhm,
like, "Hey, you can do it." Shoot, like
yes,
I don't even like I told her I'm more motivated for her channel than I am my own.
yeah.
So, because I don't really have anything, I don't feel like I have anything to talk about. So I myself am comfortable just being in the background, supporting
Listen,
her. So,
listen. I hope a channel blows the fuck up, like way past my channel. I'm sitting here, I'm a fucking Yahoo talking shit about comics. You know what I mean? She's doing actual important work. She's trying to save an endangered species out there. That's for one thing.
hmm.
And doing things to change people's lives. So yeah, um, you know, I hope that that interview is not the last. Far from it,
No,
and
no,
that
it's
she
not.
just hopefully African Diaspora News Channel can get her on. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think yeah, I think it's only a matter of time, and not even a long time either until they notice the work she's doing.
but I wouldn't shoot your channel down either, bro. Because nerd, especially black nerds, we need have to give our opinions because you know it's so rare to hear from one of us, and even though people might say no, it's not because you guys
Yeah,
are all on YouTube. It is rare to hear like opinions throughout, TV, comic books,
yeah,
video game, movies. Like
yeah.
we
All
can
these
give all of
encompassing
it.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also from a variety of different standpoints too. Like for example, one of my favorite black nerd channels is Young Ripper, but Young
Hmm.
Ripper, it's one point of view because I think he's was it libertarian and what else? Something I think he's maybe conservative libertarian or something like that, right?
Hmm.
So it's only that point of view, and it colors what he says about the comics he reads or the movies he watches or TV shows that he catches or whatever. But over here, I'm trying to have not only myself, who is I'm kind of sort of libertarian, but mostly conservative. For me, and
Hmm.
then you come in here, right? And Radical Latino is basically he won't say that he's on the left because he says he's non-party, but his views skew a lot towards the left,
Hmm.
um and Denise, she comes in a lot, and her views are what they are, so that we can have like more broad scopes of black nerds, or
Yes.
black geeks and black nerds and stuff like that. The other thing was that when they did what they did to Christina today, I, I thought they said they weren't racist, because that was a whole lot of monkeys and niggers being shouted in that channel,
Yeah.
and those guys, because I got sent a link to it, and at first I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, fuck it, and that's why I was late to my own stream, so I fell victim to it, right?
Yeah.
So I should have followed my instinct and not even clicked on it, but I clicked on it, and I went on this immediately, boom, like it's sort of like in Star Trek, when they said we're getting a distress call from X and Y, and then Kirk was like, it's because they're under attack or whatever, and then
Hmm.
they go into warp. As soon as they jump out of warp, it's like explosions and shit. That's what the fuck happened. Like, I got
Hmm.
the link, and I expected a buffering period between me arriving and hearing words like monkey and nigger and all these different
Hmm.
things. No, as soon as I came in there, the first words I'm greeted with, like on the screen, is let me let this nigger in, and then
Yeah.
he let this black guy on the platform. It's like, what do you want? Really? Wow. And I'm shocked that they had anyone willing to go on there.
Yeah. I
The
don't think.
news, I keep saying this, when I find these embarrassing instances, what I say is the news should have been how they couldn't find a black person to do it.
Hmm.
The news should have been like, the word around that entire thing should have been how Shiva was looking for a black guy to debate on a show, but he couldn't find nobody. That should have
Yeah.
been the news. I shouldn't have been there and then see a black guy go on there when the guy says you're in the background. And before he lets you on, where it says you're on the show when you go on StreamYard, right? You're in the
Yeah.
background and you hear the guy said, hold on, I'm about to let this monkey in.
Yeah.
And then you're the guy he lets in, and then you still stay there?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think we have sometimes our people have a habit of trying to convince people. I'm way past the stage of trying to convince you, but I also want to like let some of these people know like the words nigger and monkeys. I've never heard any other slurs said as much as I heard that. So
Yeah,
if you can understand why like people like me, black people get upset, it's because you're constantly saying that. Now, if I were to say you're a wetback or something like that, you probably be like, oh, that doesn't affect me. Hear it day after day, hear
yeah.
it month
You
after
know,
month, year after year. Then we'll
like,
see
yeah,
how it doesn't bother you after that because you're insulting me.
yeah. You get tired of the shit. Oh, happy Independence Day to you too, Robert. You get tired of the shit. It's especially since, like, let's say you think we've moved on, right? We're having a normal conversation. Then you pull that word out. You're like, okay, look, I thought we were beyond this, but you're bringing this up again. It's tiring. It's soul draining. You're like, oh, now I have to either ignore him, right? In which case he'll just keep repeating it, or he'll think, ha ha ha, I got away with calling him that. And, if he wants to be childish, that's fine. Or you respond to it, and then now you're in that conversation, right? Instead of doing anything productive. That's why I don't mess with that side of YouTube anymore. They can have it. They can have it. Shivo,
Well, I
OG,
mean,
they can have it. They can have that side of YouTube.
because of that side, nobody messes with that side. I do see some of the talking points that like Denise has found their way over there. So that's
Well,
interesting.
yeah, look,
Puerto Rico, all of a
Puerto
sudden
Rico,
people
yeah.
care about Puerto Rico.
Yeah, all of a sudden, notice before she started ringing that bell, nobody said a damn thing. They were all talking about other shit and how Spain is the
By the way, I'm sorry, I'm
motherland
gonna
and all
have
these
to
different countries.
interrupt you. Since you mentioned Puerto Rico, I must obligatory say Boricua stand up.
Boricua stand up.
So it's just part of being Puerto Rican,
You got to, yo.
Just got to.
Where are you from? BX stand up.
No,
No?
I'm actually born in the island. I'm actually in Massachusetts.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. But I mean, Edwin, are you? Let me see. Is there a lot of racism and colorism in that community?
Not really. There's mostly minorities and Irish people.
Okay. Yeah,
And
because
we
if
all
you,
celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and we all celebrate the Puerto Rican Day Parade. It's
yeah,
pretty soon, And as you see, we also celebrate Independence Day.
independence, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there are a lot of people. What they focus on is division, and that's what it kind of brings me back to the point about this the TV show. Uh, what do you call it? Lovecraft Country. Yeah, Mel, if I could get your opinion on Lovecraft Country not being. Oh, Tank is here. Tank, what up? What up? What up? I thought maybe you'd be busy.
Hail, brothers. How is everybody
Hail.
doing tonight?
All right, we're
You
doing
know what,
fantastic. How about yourself?
Tank, I got beef for you, man.
Uh-oh.
We're
What'd I
gonna
do?
settle this right now.
Uh-oh.
I got beef. I need you to finish that ace drawing that you started.
Yes.
I need to see that finish, and I need you to send it my way.
Okay.
Until you do that, we will have words, brother.
That's fair.
I need that done.
That's fair.
Spyco.
I'll own my white guilt on this one.
Yes. There we go. Stop holding the Hispanic superhero down.
What's going
on? Right. Well, hey man, if you're up to let's talk, because I got a show. I'm starting to ink that this Tuesday. That picture. So
nice.
let's get you over there. Come hanging out, and we'll promote the hell out of your book because it's awesome. I dropped some hot links down there in the chat.
I've been looking to get back promoting. Right now, fulfillment and the job has gotten me pretty wound down. So you're not seeing me as much. But every time I can get on, especially I'm usually better during night. So, and I know you do a late night one, so I can definitely
whether you're on the platform or not, I'm gonna have the tab open because I stream almost every day. So and it may not be a lot of people watching this second, but we catch a lot of review on the playback. So whether you're on the panel or not, I'm gonna plug the ace, so you don't worry about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Page,
So who? No, I didn't hear what you said, Tank. Fizz. Fizz. All right, Fizz was good.
What about my sign up page? I'll probably go promote that here too for Goofanoid.
Goofanoid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Send a link and I'll do that.
It's in a private chat.
Do you have let me see the art. Can you send the art so I can put it as black background image? Because when I went on Goofanoid before, the art was not exactly well cropped. Okay, they were cut
Okay.
off heads and all these different things. It looked like the French Revolution. Let me see.
Okay. Well, I'm about to try to share my art. Just wait.
Hmm,
Uh,
Tank ferret. But yeah, Mel, what do you think about the Lovecraft Country show not being renewed? Have you seen at least one episode of it?
I
Oh,
finished the whole series.
Okay.
I
Now,
I didn't see
actually
a single
I
episode.
I
oh,
actually liked it,
okay.
but I mean, I didn't really have an issue with it. Like I'm kind of like I don't really complain when it comes to like when white people have stuff because I'm more of like a I just find my own thing to watch if
Yeah.
anything. So I like sometimes I wish that would be the case on our end. Like if you don't like it, just find something else to watch.
Yeah.
But I do wish they kind of would have went ahead and made the second season so we could at least see how that
Yeah.
would have looked like.
Where the story goes, right?
Yeah, at least the first episode, so we can be like, oh, okay, that's good. But I liked it because the magic element, the sci-fi, everything was pretty cool, and we didn't focus too much on race. Almost, even though we went through the Tulsa, Oklahoma, but it's the time period they're in. But
Yep.
I think sometimes the complaining about like, oh, it's like to this,
That
to
people
that. I
know.
mean, well, some of it is history, and then if you have an issue with some like some parts of history put in there, then I don't know what to tell you because
Mm.
it did happen. They did bomb. They did bomb. A
Oh yeah,
whole
that part I didn't
city.
have any problem with because it was history.
I
And,
had
and
some.
mm,
Oh my! I had issues with like some other stuff, but
one of the problems that I had with the reception of the show was that people were like, "Why do they have to show Tulsa, Oklahoma?" Well, I mean, because not a lot of people know about it. Wouldn't you want to learn more about something that happened on your home
hmm
soil? You know, uh, no one
I didn't watch.
complains when. I'm sorry, guy.
I The reason why I didn't watch Lovecraft Country was because the concept. So no.
Why didn't you love the concept?
Some racial tension between black people in the 1950s against white people, and there's also monsters. No.
Yeah, yeah, like
Same concept
the
this Boys Town, that crappy Vertical book.
who? Oh, the AO is based on a book, right?
No, I said it's the same concept as that crappy Vertical book called Border Town
Oh,
by
Border Town,
Eric Esquivel.
Eric Esquivel. Well, here's the thing, though, right? Even though even though it was a 1950s story dealing with racism and stuff like that, the way they told it, see, I liked it as is. 1950s, they're dealing with Jim Crow and they're dealing with monsters and sick magical families and all these different things. Yeah, but at the very least, make one white person a good person. Every single white character was evil, not just like evil with like three or four E's before you get to the V, like
No.
evil. From the tiniest little kid on the street, playing, throwing a ball against the wall. As soon as he sees a black person, nigger, like, no, calm that down. They don't all have to be like that,
I'm
even
gonna
though it's 1950s. I'm so good.
no, just I want to say real quick. I was listening to it because I haven't seen it yet, but I was listening to the whole intro and you explaining it. And
Yeah,
honestly, I would say too is one of my favorite things about all of the Indiana Jones movies is really the change of scenery. I really don't like movies as much when they stays in the exact same place the whole time. You see, the same general colors, whether it's the city or the desert or
yeah,
and so just by how you were expressing it in the video, and the
the
videos I
intro.
saw and the things I saw,
Yeah,
like I'd say that I understand what you're saying about that. Now that being said, I think if you want to have white villains, you want to have black villains, villains are villains because people are people, right?
yeah, mhm,
But At the same token, in this day and age, if you had a white person say, I'm taking magic away from all the black people,"
Bruh.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
There would have been there have been riots on the street. There have been calls to cancel it. There have been all this stuff.
Yeah,
But
people there'd be mass firings. Everyone involved in that show.
right, and that's I think the difference is that I do believe that everybody should be equal. I think merit matters, but I think that everyone should be given equal opportunity to prove themselves or screw themselves. And I think that in this day and age, it's just as wrong to say on television something negative about white people as it is to say something negative about black people. And I think that as long as you do make that distinction that it's okay to say one but not okay to say other, whether you
Yeah.
like white people, whether you don't like white people, whether you like black people, whether you don't like people, it's divisive. And
Yes.
it's going to cause everything to get worse. And all the people that want equality on both sides, of the spectrum are not going to have it as long as we keep doing that.
Exactly.
Like I
And
don't know,
and,
guys.
and
I hate to go against some of the panelists here, but
yeah, go
personally
ahead.
speaking, I love to judge people by their skin race. Like when I see Whitey, I just like
I
my
actually
judgment
knew.
starts and
I
stuff.
went to I
So
went to school
Let me
with
make
a
sure
kid who was
I show who's
albino.
saying that, so nobody come after me, yo.
Well, I actually like that's not even a joke. Not even a joke. I actually went to school in LA. I went to school with a kid who was black.
Okay.
Like genetically, like his mom and his dad were both black. He was not adopted, but he was albino.
Mm,
He was white,
okay.
but he had all the what you'd consider the general features. He had like orange curly hair. You could tell, and you met his parents and whatnot, and back then you'd be like, dude, what? Yeah, man. But like literally, it's not even a joke, and it's not even a hypothetical. I knew an albino black person, but technically he wasn't black though, so he was just a person. But I guess his
No.
parents, you would consider that his parents are black, so he's black, but he's not black, so what is he?
like,
Well, I
are
mean,
you
if he's
sure that's
albino,
real?
no, if he's albino,
Because
he's black.
you could have
Um,
another
But
ginger
but
situation. He could
but
have no
that's
soul like gingers
no,
have no
but you
souls.
know what I'm saying though is
here's the
that
thing.
black
Look,
is a color.
albino.
It's not a type of people.
No, 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 no. The designation they're talking about are racial designations.
Yeah,
So, like, that's why this woman here in the middle of them, even though she's very caramel colored, she's black.
yeah, and I understand that. But what I'm saying is he's
Like
white, but he's
the
black. It's a
skin is just an
conundrum,
organ.
right?
Now, look, the skin's an organ.
Yeah,
It's only a minor part of who you are.
exactly. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at.
Yeah.
And now that's what I say before is culture matters. And I'm not saying that it means everything, but you got the Jewish culture, you've got the Christian culture, you've got the Muslim culture, then you have the American white culture, the British white culture, you got the American black culture, you got the British black culture, you got all these different cultures all around the world. And culture does matter. And I think culture makes a bigger difference than skin color, but people make the mistake of attributing skin color to culture because you can visually see it with your eyes. So you can pick that out. Oh, well, he's probably like this. But he's not like that because of his skin color. He's like that because of his culture. And like, I'm Jewish, and so I've got a kind of a different culture than like a white Christian or Catholic might have. And then like I said, I knew a black Jewish gay guy that goes to my dad's temple, and he's part of
Man, that
that
dude
culture.
taking up all of the
And he's a programmer for Google.
well, I mean that's good, but I'm talking about he's
But
taking
I'm
up
saying he's
all
all
the
of us.
racial slurs.
Yeah,
He gonna take up all the racial slurs, yeah. He don't leave
yeah.
nothing for anyone
Oh
else.
damn, nigger cock. But like, so I think culture matters,
I
and nobody wants to
disavow.
talk about that. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna go back to being
That's cool.
quiet.
The
Got
thing
me
is, look,
choking on my water there. Oh my god, I disavow. I disavow so hard. Oh man. Oh dude, it's like when you go swimming and you get water in your nose. Oh dude, you guys are great. I love everybody up here on this panel. By the way, I went and subscribed to Melanated Night. He's got the link down there in the description below. Go subscribe to No Bullish. You definitely want to go check that out. And there's a whole bunch of there's a wonderful community of other channels over there where you can get in the real and hear what real people are saying. Sorry for the ad break, but there you go. Back to you, Bob.
oh, cool. But yeah, it wouldn't have taken much for them to fix the problem either, because these two characters, they could have easily been made into allies or part of the team. Like you add them to the team here, but you know the screenwriters chose to make them villains instead. You know, and it would have
You
been.
realize for all white people, racist slavery never ended, right?
I'm sorry, again.
I say the showrunners realize if all white people were racist in real life, then slavery would have never ended.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that's true either. You know, there were people who fought to end slavery. It wasn't just people like to imagine that everyone just sat around and waited for the Emancipation Proclamation, but
Right.
you know, people fought for that stuff. So
So you're saying Barack Obama didn't free the slaves?
no, he didn't. It's hard to believe, but
Is
Blasphemy.
is the guy who
Blasphemy.
works for Google lying to me?
yes, he is.
Blasphemy.
I don't know, man. You guys are dropping so many facts on me right now. Between that and all the fireworks going off, I don't know what to think.
Yeah, but look.
All right, guys, it's getting late up here,
Yeah,
and the Puerto Ricans are either starting a revolution or some sort of nightclub next door. So I'm gonna get out of here because I might have to join the party and see what's going on. So.
All right, brother. You
All
go
right,
do
guys.
that
Make
real
sure
thing.
you get extra drunk and have lots of fun for the rest
Oh
of
yes,
us. Okay?
you know,
All right,
I'll be
Hey,
drying
bro,
down the Coronas with lime quickly
yeah.
all night. So you
Hell
guys
yeah.
take it easy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Word.
Hey, bro,
Peace.
I'll
Later,
be
brother.
back. I'm kind of going in between you and Rad, so I'll be back.
all right, cool. All right, man. Oh, Rad's
All right.
Rad's coming
Good to
on.
meet you.
Well, he has a. I don't know if you guys like said anything, but I'm kind of going back and forth trying to like promote this Denise's channel and stuff.
Oh,
like
but I didn't know Rad was on. So Rad's on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me jump off of mine right now. All right, guys, mine has been going on for 2 hours, running on 2 hours. So let me start shutting it down. I'll have to promote everyone's stuff later. You know, on the other stream. You guys need to tune in next time. Until next time, try to enjoy the
Bye, everybody.
daylight.
This fish shows
All
I
right.
have my own channel. Please subscribe.
All right,
All right, man.
cool.
Y'all have a good one.
All right.